he was going through distress because of the knee, and he vocalized it that I can't breathe, I need to get up, and I'm sorry. And his eyes slowly rolled to the back of his head. You seen the blood coming out his nose. Just like in MMA, you can tell when someone gets tired, you can tell when someone's getting choked out or things like that. His breathing was getting tremendously heavy and tremendously harder for him to breathe, and you actually could hear him. You could see him struggling to actually gasp for air while he was trying to breathe. And I mean, he barely could move while he was trying to get air.
Again, that's Donald Williams, an eyewitness, mixed martial arts expert. He comes out again as a witness and an expert. Misty Maris, trial attorney, joins us now. Talk about the power of his testimony.
His testimony was so powerful, and Mike, before the trial and in evidentiary hearings, the defense tried to keep this out. They wanted to limit Williams' testimony only to what he saw as an eyewitness, as a fact witness. Well, the judge is allowing him to talk about his experience with mixed martial arts. And I have to say, what are the odds of somebody with this experience walking by at this particular time? His insights as to what he observed, not only from a fact witness perspective, but with respect to the actions of Chauvin and the chokehold and all of that from his MMA experience, is certainly compelling. And I agree with you, Mike. It's going to be something the jury will be thinking about tonight as they retire home.
Darren Porcher, law enforcement expert and also former NYPD. You hear his testimony, a guy who's worked with law enforcement in the security field. Give me your thoughts on what you're hearing.
When I was a lieutenant in the NYPD's Internal Affairs Bureau, oftentimes we did a canvass for witnesses based on police cases. And this gentleman presents a treasure trove of information. This is the type of witness that you want. Someone that's going to be forthright, but also has an understanding as it relates to the application of the use of force, more so specific to what was applied to George Floyd. We extract that information and we're able to catapult this into a courtroom and hear this testimony, and it's clearly germane information that can help influence the prosecution's case. He understands the dynamic or the barometer of force that was applied in this particular case. He's given specifics as to what certain actions would cause a reaction to George Floyd. This is very unusual from the perspective of obtaining a witness. And the prosecution, at the end of the day, has a tremendous win in allowing this witness to provide this testimony on behalf of the prosecution.
All right, you are all talking about the power of his testimony, but Joey Jackson, if there's any positive for the defense, you get a day now to try and regroup and how you're going to go after him. Where do you go? How do you try and discredit him at all and take away some of the sting of this testimony?
With great difficulty, that's what you do. Look, the fact of the matter, I'll pivot to that momentarily, is that even with regard to his terminology, using tap out, using, the loss of consciousness, and even the witness himself saying, hey,